Welcome to another episode of the Round Table with Bill. So today, basically, what I want to do is I want to talk about independent artists and authors and um, content creators. Tell you what um, my idea is for the channel and everything. So yeah, so I'll get right into it. I won't take up too much of your time. So basically, what the Round Table with Bill is about is basically supporter of independent artists, authors. Um, if you have like a small business or startup, or you're out here doing something on your own and nobody's supporting you or whatever, then this is a platform for you to come on, uh, tell your story, tell you how you got started, what your goals are, what your future looks like, what your plans are, if you got merchandise or things you want to promote, more than welcome to come on and tell your story or whatever, how you want to say it. But and The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm an independent author myself, and I know what struggles are like being independent. But I also know that there's a freedom and kind of an advantage to that to a certain extent. Yes, you may do a lot of the work yourself, but in the long run, when it comes to profit and stuff like that, you're doing all that yourself. You get all that yourself and everything. So there's ups and downs to each part of it. But I want to talk about an artist or a group or a duo um that I'm hoping to have on the podcast here soon. And it's a group called Valentine Wolfe. Okay, it's a duo. I think they're out of Greensboro, Greenville, or something like that. Forgive me if they see this. Forgive me and comment if I'm wrong. But so basically the guy in the band, Braxton, he plays a stand-up bass and his wife sings and they're uh they're a really cool band. So like I wanna say they're like kinda like gothic metal is what they are. Um but this is their new album called Tales from the Dream Witch. And basically what they done was they took and did kind of like a Kickstarter campaign with this album. You went in, you pre-ordered the album or whatever, and you got your name put inside the booklet. Um, um, I kind of show you here what they done was like right here. If you can, I don't know if you can tell, but there and on the back there, in the middle there are all the names of the people who pre-ordered the album and got their name inside the booklet. Um, my name is in here somewhere. Yeah, basically the very last one at the end there. I think they did it in alphabetical order, but anyway. So yeah, and they're basically doing. They got a new they've got a not a new album, but another Kickstarter kind of campaign they're doing for a couple of albums they had that they're releasing. I think for the first time on CD, and you can go in and it's like they're doing two CDs. It's two albums, and they're gonna do like one package and do both CDs in the package, and I think it's like $40 or something. Um, but anyway, that's basically what they're doing. But how I discovered them was through this thing they were doing. Zach, sorry, that they were doing a campaign where You send them $5, they send you a free CD in the mail, and they sent me this one. And when I heard it, I fell in love with the group, and and then I started following them through their socials and all that stuff. They do a lot of Edgar Allan Poe stuff on here. Like they've done a song for like Annabelle Lee and like Dream Within a Dream, The Haunted Palace, um, and stuff like that. But also I got to meet this group last year in October at the Southern Gothic Festival in Camden, South Carolina, and they're real nice and they're real friendly, and they're just an awesome group. So if you listen to metal, okay, they kind of remind you of Nightwish a little bit, maybe Nightwish mixed with a little bit of Typo Negative, um, maybe a couple other bands kind of mixed in with it. Um, they really have a unique sound, and they do everything themselves. The recording, the thing. I don't know if they do the mixing, the mastering, or whatever, but I do know they do all the recording, everything themselves. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They're a two-person group, and they really like their productions are really top notch. I mean, they have I don't know if they have a team or anything behind them if they're doing it all on themselves, but you can go to their Patreon and if you go and subscribe to their Patreon, you can get like special streams they do. You can get like early downloads of songs they're putting out and everything. So that's pretty cool. Um I think they're called the Valentine Society or something is what it's called. And they have like several different tiers you can kind of go and subscribe to. But the reason why I'm talking about them is because they're a great group. If you go to valentinewolf.com and go to their website and you can read all about them and everything. Um, they also have they have some vinyl and CDs in their store. I think they have a few T-shirts or whatever. But the main reason why I'm talking about is because they're independent artists, do it all themselves, and it's hard to for a person who is independent knows the struggles that it has to be an independent author or artist or whatever. I mean, content creator, podcaster, maybe you owning a business and you're running it all by yourself or something. It's tough. It can be. It's a daunting task. And so yeah, that's why I do this. That's why I want to talk about artists like this. But they play I don't know how far out they play. I know they play a lot locally. I think they have played the International Poe Festival in Baltimore before, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but they have these, and thing is, if you go to their Patreon and stuff, they have these special live streams they do. And their live streams are really cool. They'll play like music and they'll talk and do all kind of other stuff. And it's just really kind of cool. Like it's kind of funny. Like their house is like set up because they do it in their house, and it's kind of like set up like this whole kind of like Halloween kind of gothic kind of vibe with like candles and stuff in the background and all kinds of cool stuff. It is really neat. But I recommend that you go check them out. And so I'm hoping to have some other artists coming on here soon. Like there's a guy named Tony Webster. He does the Metal Command podcast. He used to be a radio DJ, and that's something I'm experienced with too. I'm also a former radio DJ, and so I kind of wanted to, bring him home bring him on, let him talk his story and everything. I'm trying to get a couple more artists to come on. I got a guy, I think he's supposed to be coming on sometime too. He's an independent author. His name is Rice Gibson. He does the County Line horror books or whatever. Man, I think he's got out of what, about 10 or 12 books now, maybe more. Um, but they're not real big. They're not real big books. They're kind of small, but they're easy reads and they're quick reads. And he's made a pretty good. I think he's made a pretty decent living at selling his books and stuff. And he does a lot of events like festivals and things, going around selling his books and stuff. I met him at that Southern Gothic Festival in Camden too. He's a really great guy. Hoping to have him on soon. I want to have hopefully a maybe another podcaster come on soon and just have them tell their story and everything. And so there's some other great artists out there. I might try to do is do some more of these episodes where I kind of talk about these independent artists and tell them and say where you can go find them and everything and just support them. And because here's the thing, and we all have favorite bands, right? And a lot of our favorite bands are mainstream bands or whatever. But they have all this big backing, this big money backing and everything from studios and all that stuff, or record labels and stuff like that. And they can put out all these, expensive things or whatever. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, also support your independent artists too, because right now I kind of hate to say this, but a lot of the independent artists are the ones putting out the best stuff lately. Because I hate to say it, sometimes these artists and stuff like that, you know, the guy that made, they just kind of like, oh well, we're gonna put stuff out to put stuff out. You know what I'm saying? They don't put the care and the love and the thing into it that a lot of these independent artists do, because they know that what they put out has got to support them, and they want it to be good so their fans will keep coming back. But that's how I see it. And like I said, maybe one day I'll come on and do an episode on myself, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I can talk about my books and stuff. Talk about my poetry and stuff. And so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But I guess that's really all I got to say. I guess. So yeah, just if you watch this, please support independent artists and small businesses, independent, anybody that's doing something independent or doing it themselves. Please support them because they'll appreciate it, because they know what it's like to do it all yourself or whatever. So anyway, everybody have a good day and a blessed day, and I will talk to you later. This is Bill signing out of Roundtable with Bill.